The warrior games are very much in a love them or hate them kind of genre. For those of you out of the loop, Warriors titles are hack and slash games that take place in either early 80 China or Sengoku era Japan. You pick a character, play through their story, and cause mass genocide by killing hundreds of AI Mook units and capturing objectives like enemy bases. The combat is refined to be flashy and fun, with ever-growing combo and KO counters, as well as giving each character plenty of over-the-top attacks and specials. The Orochi games are like a celebration of the series, and combine multiple games cast together for one big crossover. Warriors Orochi 4 combines the cast from Dynasty Warriors 8 and Samurai Warriors 4 2. There's 170 playable characters total, something that Koei went out of their way to promote by applying for a Guinness World Record to show off their character count. There is some room to gloat though. Just about all of the cast has a unique moveset. Characters from previous titles that shared similar attacks have been altered to make them more diverse. It's a nice change, and even some of the non-clone characters that just had unenjoyable movesets have been tweaked or given new weapons to make them more appealing. The character styles are divided between two types, Dynasty and Samurai. While denoting what franchise someone is from, these two styles also heavily affect how a certain character plays. Dynasty Warriors characters in the Orochi originals all have a special charge for their default heavy attack and a secondary special attack they can use in the air. Samurai Warriors characters have a dash attack chain that lets them zip around the battlefield. The Samurai characters are just unquestionably better and more satisfying to play as. Their dash attacks let them move faster, keep combo counts from diminishing, and lacking a secondary special doesn't hurt too much when the game's new magic system gives the entire cast a series of other powerful moves anyways. Magic attacks are built to work with the game's combo system. Every character has a normal, heavy, and special magic attack. The normal attack is typically very weak and is supposed to be used to quickly build up your combo meter, while the heavy and special expend your current combo count to add extra damage. Heavy and special are like finisher moves, and oftentimes the game will give you bonus incentives that revolve around KOing a certain number of enemies with either of these attacks. There's less diversity here, as multiple cast members will share the same magic. It's not too disappointing of a thing though. Even with similar attacks, the characters rarely feel the same. Magic is more like an augment or an addition to the character rather than their identity. Each character also has their own skill tree to learn new abilities and weapons that can be customized. The skill tree is a little superfluous, and really only exists to gate you off from having all your attacks and abilities unlocked at level 1. Weapon customization is where you can get a little more creative. You can gain special abilities and powers by collecting gems that you get from completing levels. These gems range from simple things like attack and defense boosts to life drain and attack speed increases. Certain characters do better with certain elements. Characters that hit slow but hard will want something like ice that can freeze people, while faster characters might benefit off of wind, which can cause guard breaks. Most of these are just carried over from other Warriors titles, but the system that you acquire them through is rather new. Probably the biggest improvement is character training. A problem in the previous Orochi game was a lack of a way to get your characters up to speed. Everyone joins at level 1, so it made it a pain to catch a character up when your team needed to be in the 30s for the next stage. You could earn bonus experience that you could spend on characters, but you would typically need to play through multiple stages just to get enough experience to catch up one character. Orochi 4 gives you a training camp where you can send off 3 units at a time to passively gain levels and experience while you play through other missions. The amount of experience and levels seems to have a cap, but it's pretty consistent, giving anywhere from 10 to 7 levels per outing. I was able to get anywhere from about a third to half of the cast caught up in level without too much effort, which is kind of a first for me. I tend to gravitate towards one team and just stick with them the whole way through, at least in previous titles. I also ended up changing my team around a lot because of this, since I had multiple characters consistently leveled and ready to go. The stages can get repetitive, but being able to change around your characters can keep things fun and interesting. It's also a requirement for a lot of the endgame missions, since you need specific characters on your team to unlock certain special endgame weapons. Where the game really falls short is in its level design. This is nothing particularly new though. The Orochi titles don't just reuse characters, but also stages and other assets. If you've played any of the more recent Dynasty or Samurai games, you'll see several familiar backdrops. There are a few original levels, but it's not uncommon to see a single stage recycled multiple times. It's not really a deal breaker, but it certainly doesn't make the game feel any more exciting. Another disappointing aspect is that characters from some of the more recent games are missing. The few omissions from Dynasty Warriors 9 make sense. A lot would have had to have been overhauled to get those characters working in this setting, but the most recent Samurai Warriors game is built off of the same engine as 4 too, and added several new characters and stages that are absent. There are also no unlockable costumes. Previous entries would give you alternate colors and outfits from other games and series. The only costumes available in Orochi 4 are all DLC, which is probably how all of the alternative outfits for this game will work. It's really hard to grade a Warriors title. It's a series that kinda hit its stride a while ago. The formula for it is pretty solidified, and if you've played one, you've played them all. Orochi 4 is just the next step in the franchise, the next roster expansion. It brings some new and interesting ideas to the table and still keeps the same exciting and fun vibe as previous entries. If you've never played a Warriors title before, the Orochi games are a good place to start. They give a good taste of everything and provide the largest amount of bang for your buck, assuming you weigh your dollar by how many characters you can play as.